just with the drug situation, how bad did that part of your life get? Were we at death's door, or were we out of our mind? Were we suicidal? How bad did that get for Eminem?
Well, I was at death's door. I mean, I did an interview recently with Vibe where I kind of just came out and told everybody like exactly what happened. But basically, I try to make a long story short and give you the quick version of it. But basically, when I went into rehab in 2005, it was pretty bad. Like, I was taking, Valium and Ambien to sleep, and I was taking a lot of it to the point where it was scaring people around me. And taking Vicodin also, but my main drug of choice was Valium. But it had got to the point where everybody around me wanted me to get clean, and it was like everyone was ready for me to, and I wasn't ready to. You know what I mean? So when I went to rehab, I kind of went in there with the attitude like, I'm just gonna appease everybody for right now. And when I got out, within a week, I started taking Vicodin again, and then just relapsed all over again. And then, the thing with Proof happened, and when that happened, man, that was an excuse, basically in my head for me to just say, screw it, I'm just gonna, whatever. And I started taking a lot more than, my problem was already bad, and then it just elevated to a whole new, I don't know, my tolerance with pills just shot so high. Like, I did I remember looking back, recently I looked back on a BET performance that I did with Cassius and Banks and 50, I think in 2006, and it was on BET. I did two things this day. I did MTV earlier in the day, and I did BET later on that day or whatever. And I remember the MTV thing, and I remember going to MTV and doing the performance and everything. But the crazy thing is, like, when I went to BET, I have no recollection of it.
Wow.
Because I think that I probably took an Ambien before I went on. And there's an interview. I mean, I think people were making comments about it back then, but I don't pay attention to the internet and things like that. But people were talking about it, and it was like every question they would ask me, because I sat down on the couch and did an interview, I did a performance, like the whole thing, the whole thing I just don't remember doing. I have no recollection of doing it. They were asking me simple questions like, yo, Em, so, how come, we get to see so little of you? And I'm just sitting there like staring at the ground, and this is the craziest in the world, because I remember going home and watching it on TV, but I have no recollection of actually doing it. And they say like Ambien has like a kind of mind eraser or whatever in it, but I don't remember it.
Hey, Em,
I don't mean to cut you off, but it's the only thing that I've ever done that I literally have no recollection of, like, publicly or anything like that.
Was that, like, is there a part in Eminem's, like, as far as us knowing Eminem, is there a part of your life that felt like this was like one of your darkest moments? Was it after Proof passed on, after the Proof situation, and then it got real bad? Was that one of the darkest that we didn't get bear witness to?
Yeah, probably, because right after that, after the BET performance, all the people in my circle wanted to just pull me away from the public eye, because I was in really bad shape. I was starting to like talk and not make sense at all when I spoke, and it just, it was getting bad, and it got to the point where, just to finish up the story, I guess, it got to the point where I started like taking so much of it. I wasn't like, I was buying it. I wasn't getting it anymore for recreation. It wasn't, it wasn't fun. I needed it to just not be sick, like to not feel sick. You know what I mean?
I was reading where you were saying that you could kind of turn it off and turn it on also, where it was like when you were on tour, you could turn it on, and then once it was time to come home and be with the family, it was like you could hit that switch and turn it off, and then it just got to a point. In the
beginning,
you couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Relapsing stories right now, Eminem in Big Boy's neighborhood.